All right, let's get into this one because things are heating up in Huntsville. And fans are already buzzing about whether Marsau just threw some subtle shade at Destiny. Yes, you heard that right? And the way it all unfolded on the show, and then later on social media has people wondering if there's some deeper drama going on behind the scenes. Now, before we dive all the way into it, make sure you stay with me until the very end of this video because I'm going to break down not only what Marsau said, but also what he later posted that got everybody talking. Plus, we'll look at how Tisha responded when someone asked about a possible collab with Destiny. Trust me, you don't want to miss the details. So, let's start with that wild story. Remember on last night's episode when Maurice was talking about that night he had an accident? He described it in such a confusing way that even Martell and the viewers couldn't help but laugh. He said he hit an animal, but he didn't say what kind of animal. Was it a dog? A deer? A raccoon? We don't know, because he never named it. Then he went on to say that he hit a tree and then a pole, and it just kept piling up until Martell started laughing. Honestly, I laughed too because it sounded so over the top. But then Morris reminded everyone that it was no joke. He actually had a concussion. Now, fast forward to what he posted afterward. It showed the damage to the car, and it was clear this was no small accident. Then, under the post he wrote, "There's always more to an edited story. But what's not funny was this situation. No side chick or lipstick." Now, why would he bring that up? Fans immediately connected it back to those rumors about affairs that had been floating around last year. So he wanted people to know this was just a real accident. Nothing scandalous behind it. Still, the timing of that statement had people raising their eyebrows. But then came another moment that really caught people's attention. On the same episode, Maurice was telling Kimmy how Martell is actually one of the nicest men he knows. That was interesting because we all know the way Martell has been portrayed on the show hasn't always been positive. From his marriage issues with Melody to his back and forth with the rest of the cast, fans have seen his messy side. But here, Maurice was standing up for him and pointing out that in friendships and work relationships, Martell can actually be a very supportive person. And to back that up, we later saw Martell standing by his friend Fred, who recently suffered a loss in his family. The pictures showed Martell with him, comforting his family, and the caption called them brothers for life. That's a different side of Martell that fans don't always get to see, and it lines up with Maurice saying he's genuinely nice. Now, let's get into the part that shocked everyone, the scene where Marsau seemed to warn Tisha about Destiny. Yes, Marsau. The same Marsau who usually likes to stay logical and strategic, suddenly giving his wife a heads up about her friend. In the scene, they were talking about transparency, and Marsau brought up how Destiny might be someone Tisha needs to watch. He said Destiny is everybody's friend, but sometimes being a friend to everyone means you're not truly loyal to anyone. That right there had fans' jaws on the floor because it's not often that Marsau openly calls out someone in the group, especially someone like Destiny who has a long history with Martell. And here's where it gets even juicier.
After that
episode, a street team member dug up a post that Marsau had commented on. The comment said, "I have matured beyond this," then unmajored back to this level of petty. "I don't F with people who F with people I don't F with. Because I generally can get along with anyone. But if I discover a deep character issue, that causes me to not deal with a person. Then I also don't deal with people who don't see that character flaw as a deal breaker." Wow. Now, we don't know exactly who he was talking about, but fans immediately started speculating. Was it about the Fletchers? Was it about Destiny? The timing made people believe it could have been shade aimed right at Destiny. And then things got even more suspicious when someone asked Tisha on social media about a possible collab with Destiny. They said something like, "Would both you and Destiny come up with a collaboration for skin and hair care products for Black and brown people?" And Tisha's response was very short and very telling. She just said, "You should try the products. Use them." No mention of Destiny at all. It was almost like she skipped over that part completely. Fans noticed it right away and started wondering if maybe things aren't as solid between Tisha and Destiny as they once were. Now, for those of you who remember, this isn't the first time fans have noticed some weirdness between Tisha and Destiny. A while back, Tisha was promoting a lash serum, and people pointed out that Destiny already sells products for lashes and brows. Kimmy even joked in the comments, asking if it works for eyebrows. And Tisha replied, "Yes, I told you about it." That struck fans as odd because Destiny has been selling her own products, yet Tisha was hyping up another brand. Then, not too long after, Destiny posted her own promo for her growth enhancer. Almost like a clapback to remind people she already has something for that. And don't forget when Tisha posted about stopping by her favorite hair shop, even though Destiny had a beauty supply store at the time. Fans thought that was strange too. So, all these little moments added up, and now people are asking, did Marsau's subtle comment confirm there's some tension between the Scotts and Destiny? Let's be real. Destiny has always been a polarizing figure on the show. Some fans feel like she's loyal, while others think she plays both sides depending on the situation. And now with Marsau saying she's everybody's friend and hinting that it might not be a good thing, the door is wide open for speculation. And then his social media post about not dealing with people who overlook character flaws only adds fuel to the fire. Now, here's the thing we don't know for sure if all of this is about Destiny. It could be about someone else entirely. But the way the pieces line up, especially with Tisha avoiding Destiny's name when asked about a collab, really makes people believe that something deeper is going on. And just to make things even more interesting, the preview for the next episode gave us a glimpse of Destiny and Lance finally having a conversation. That's going to be huge because fans have been waiting to see if Lance is the same guy that's been spotted in some clips. And the fact that Martell seems to be back in the fold with the group again just sets up even more drama. So here's the question. Did Marsau just throw shade at Destiny in a slick way? Or are we all reading too much into his words and his social media comment? Because when he said, "A friend to everybody is a friend to no one," that really stuck. It's one of those lines that makes you stop and think. And when you pair that with Tisha skipping over Destiny's name, you can't help but wonder if the Scotts are slowly distancing themselves from her. And let's not forget how layered this group really is. Destiny has always been in the middle of things, whether it's her friendship with Martell or her rocky moments with Melody. For a while, she seemed to be on the outside looking in, but now Marsau's comment about her being everybody's friend makes it feel like even within the circle, there are questions about where her true loyalty lies. Viewers are already asking if Destiny's relationships are more about convenience than connection. And Marsau hinting at this might be the first time someone from the core group actually said it out loud. Another point fans brought up is how Marsau and Tisha usually operate as a unit. They may have their ups and downs, but when it comes to friendships, they often move in sync. So, if Marsau is side-eyeing Destiny, and Tisha is quietly avoiding mentioning her when asked about collabs, that could be a big clue that the Scotts are no longer seeing Destiny as part of their close circle. Some even think they're preparing to distance themselves completely, especially since Destiny has had public fallouts before. And of course, with Martell being tied to Destiny for so many years, it makes this situation even messier. If Marsau and Tisha truly have doubts about Destiny, what does that mean for Martell's relationship with the group? We know Maurice defended him and called him one of the nicest guys. But at the same time, the Scotts don't hold back when they see red flags. This could put Martell in another tough spot, choosing how to navigate between his longtime friend and his business circle at the end of the day. It's this type of layered tension that keeps fans glued to the screen. The subtle digs, the social media posts, and the side comments are just as important as the big blow-ups because they show us what's really happening beneath the surface. And if Marsau really did mean Destiny when he made that comment, then this is only the beginning of a bigger storyline. So don't blink, because the shade might be subtle, but the fallout could be massive. This season is shaping up to be full of surprises. Between Marie's accident story, Martel trying to show his softer side, and Marsau's possible shade, fans are going to be talking about this for weeks. And with the upcoming episode teasing more drama between Destiny and Lance. Plus, the guys all getting back together. There's a lot to unpack. So, what do you think? Is Marsau really calling out Destiny? Or is it just coincidence that everything seems to point in her direction? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know everyone's going to have an opinion on this one. Asterisk. Asterisk.